Good evening, Mid-Missouri. Temperatures drop throughout the night, although we will have a warm-up the next 24 hours. We'll have more details on our forecast in just a bit.
Under construction, universities across Missouri could see more cash for those construction projects on campus.
One community is looking to gain a voice and a new title.
Saving dozens of lives just by adding a cable. KOMU 8 News at 10 starts right now.
You're watching KOMU 8 News, your first and only local news in HD.
A small highway cable is saving dozens of lives. Good evening, I'm Liz Gilardi.
And I'm Megan Murphy, in for Angie this evening. KOMU 8's Snow Dong tells us how the median guard cable on Missouri highways is keeping drivers safe.
In the last few years, the MoDOT installed guard cable on the state's two major interstates, 70 and 44. The effort is paying off.
From a safety perspective, the number of fatal crashes related to the vehicles going through the median and hitting vehicles on the other side has been dramatic.
According to MoDOT, cross-median deaths on I-70 dropped from 24 in 2002 to only 1 in 2008. On I-44, crossover deaths vanished from 25 in 2006 to none last year.
The guard cable here can stop a car before it crosses into the opposing traffic lane and collides head-on with other vehicles.
There are many different reasons people end up in the median.
You know, it can be an avoidance where they're trying to avoid an animal, a vehicle, inattention, falling asleep.
The guard cables cost $60,000 per mile.
I think it's a good thing if it's going to save lives.
I don't know how safe it is. It doesn't look that sturdy, but I like the idea of putting something in the middle.
MoDOT has installed about 550 miles of guard cable on the highway across Missouri. Snow Dong, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.
MoDOT will install more guard cable on Interstate 470, Route 63, and 65 in the next few years.
Now it's time for a check of the quick weather with Nathan Obermark. Nathan, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Megan. How about you?
Good.
Taking a quick look here at our Doppler 8 live alert radar, and not much is happening right now. It's kind of a reason for those clearing skies throughout the night. We will be left with cooler temperatures throughout the night and lows around the 32-degree mark. We're taking a quick look at our satellite and radar here, though, indicating our low pressure system has moved off to our east, and all the precipitation has kind of moved off to the east as well. We are left with some some diminishing cloud coverage, though, part of the reason for the clearing skies tonight. Current temperatures rather chilly at 49 right now in Kansas City, 47 in St. Louis, and 42 down in Tulsa. We'll have a quick look, more details on your forecast in just a bit.
All right, thank you very much.
One small community near the lake is trying to figure out its future.
KOMU 8's Matt Jeffries tells us how Greenview is trying to come together to form a town.
Greenview has everything a small town needs. Banks, a grocery store, dining, and a whole lot more. But the one thing it does not have is a voice. That's because Greenview isn't a town. It's a subdivision.
We would like to actually take control of our community and be able to offer more for more businesses to relocate here to get better infrastructure.
Sutherland is part of a committee trying to add shoulders and speed limits to the highway in Greenview.
The committee says its primary concern is this junction behind me, where more than 8,000 cars drive each day, and they want to keep it that way.
There was a plan, if you will, for a while by MoDOT to go ahead and bypass Greenview and actually go from the first bridge, the Niagara Bridge, and come behind several of the businesses and then relocate by the Hurricane Deck Bridge. And so that would bypass numerous businesses.
The committee faces one major issue.
I think, how do you pay for it? You know, that's the thing, is how's it going to be paid for?
The committee says about 1,400 people live in the Greenview area. Matt Jeffries, KOMU 8 News, Greenview.
The committee plans to meet for 30 days for a discussion with their community about the concerns. Log on to KOMU.com to learn more about the requirements for a community to become a village.
The University of Missouri system needs more than $2 billion for renovation and construction projects. KOMU 8's Suvro Banerjee reports and explains how you can now help jumpstart a troubled economy.
Without more money, the sounds of construction on campus could fade away.
Universities desperately need the buildings, and the economy desperately needs the work. So it's a perfect storm.
So a House committee is pouring $700 million into a bond issue for construction projects on UM campuses.
We have huge capital needs, and this would help to address a portion of those capital needs.
If passed, the resolution will bring more than $81 million for MU construction projects, including more than $47 million for renovating the engineering building and $31 million for the Ellis Fischel Cancer Center.
The proposal, backed both by Republicans and Democrats, would amend the state constitution to create a fund to pay for the bonds and interest.
It's a great way for citizens of the state to get investment returns and to help higher education, and so it's a win-win for everybody.
People are looking for stable places to keep their money rather than more risky investments.
Building your finances while the UM system builds itself. Subhro Banerjee, KMU8 News, Columbia.
The bill will hit the House floor next week. Co-sponsor Representative Stephen Tilley thinks the bill will go to the Senate by the end of next week.
3 years after the startling crime, a guilty plea. A shooting in the rural town of Montgomery City left one person dead and 2 injured. In June of 2006, 37-year-old Brian Tullock opened fire on a police officer and then shot Ricky Fry and shot and killed Heidi Casagrande. Tullock pleaded guilty to all 11 charges in a hearing held in Warren County. He received life without parole for first-degree murder and an additional 8 life sentences for assaulting a law enforcement officer, first-degree assault, and 5 counts of armed criminal action. Some neighbors who still live in the area say that the shooting was a shock to the small town, and they are just happy that it's over.
There were more layoffs in mid-Missouri today. 3M in Columbia laid off 10 temporary employees. The company says temporary employees are hired when needed, and during tough economic times, their jobs get cut. 3M is also offering early retirement for qualified employees. Corporate says early retirement programs are voluntary and a way to control costs. There are about 240 employees at the Columbia plant. Tax day is Wednesday, and residents who still need to file can still get help from the AARP. The AARP helps low and middle-income residents e-file their returns for free. The association has already helped more than 900 mid-Missouri residents since February 1st and will continue helping residents until Wednesday's deadline. Jeff Chin volunteers as a tax preparer and says the group can help just about anyone.
Low income, elderly, special needs. We'll basically do any kind of a return with the exception of farms and businesses.
For dates and times of when you can get your taxes filed, visit our website at KOMU.com.
And if you want to comment or question on the way that we cover the news, be sure to visit our website at the address on your screen. And you can now call us with your view as well. Dial 573-884-NEWS and ask for the Your View comment line. We'll put your comments on the air Fridays on KOMU 8 News at 6 in our Your View segment.
The cleanup begins.
After severe weather struck last night, crews are going through the rubble.
Overnight wildfires lit up the skies while firefighters battled the blazes. On KOMU 8 News at 10, this is coverage you can count on.